Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL44 coming at you with another video. Getting ready to go see my therapist. Feeling good about that. Hopefully, today is a good day for that. I meditate a little bit, getting ready for whatever digging deep she wants to do. And, hopefully this is the right one for me. As we've talked about in our last therapy session, that kind of some of the things that I have struggles with. They don't necessarily specialize in, I'd imagine, or vice versa. Things that I don't have problems with are things they do specialize in, to better word it. So we're just gonna go over there and have another session, and I'd imagine we'll continue to dig deep. Sometimes I go there and then I walk out of there feeling like it's been a whirlwind. It's kind of digging to my brain, and she kind of brings me to a space where I feel like a child. And other times I just go there and it's really relaxed. So you never really know what's going to come of your sessions. But that we have consistent sessions from here on out is what I hope we will continue to agree to. I think she's kind of wanting to space those sessions out more than I really think I'm best for. So, it is what it is. But I really like Lydia, and we know that. So it's going to be good to speak with her regardless. But, yeah, man, I could have stayed in bed today, y'all. I could have really stayed in bed. I felt all kinds of sleepy when I woke up this morning. Hadn't felt that groggy too often since being in North Hollywood, but I think it was because I really pushed myself these last couple of days. I did some hill climbing yesterday, and I made sure that I stretched a little more yesterday, worked out and everything before the game. A little harder than usual. So being at this age, your body wants to relax a little more after having a strenuous day like that, or a couple of days like that. So I think I've been doing a better job of training my gut to my abs to sort of walk tight again, like I was doing last year at the beginning of the year. It's one of those situations where you start getting older, start having these gut issues, and it's easy to not hold your gut in when you walk. It's easy to just let it sit. And for me, yesterday, putting on that Lakers shirt and then seeing myself walk past a window helped me understand where my stomach was versus where I wanted to be. And so throughout the course of walking home yesterday, I was really holding my stomach in and just trying to, train it. And I think I had a really good day with that. By the time I got home, took my shirt off, I looked like myself almost. So it's like, this is the type of training that I need to get back into. And, just ab, not just ab work, but making sure that you hold your core in as you walk. And, you do that, walk enough, run enough, and your stomach will inevitably follow. And so that's where I haven't been good. And all the things that I've been doing, I have not been walking with my core clenched, so to speak. So working on that now, see how it turns out today, get a second day of that today. Also got to do some grocery shopping as well after the therapy session. So it's just going to be really a day out for me, and hopefully I get plenty of exercise today and make myself feel more energetic as I go along. So that's really the thought there. Had an interesting dream last night, and it wasn't anything too extraordinary or nothing, but it was just it was one of those situations where I guess I had moved to some type of community with a bunch of townhomes. If you've ever seen a community outskirts of a city, they have a million different homes that look the exact same way in little clusters, or big clusters even, where you look around and you see just massive amounts of the same home over and over again. It looked like I moved to one of those type of places, and the way that it had set up, it was myself and my uncle out there. I guess he had moved to one as well or something like that. But essentially what I was telling him was, I wanted to, and they had it set up to where you have lockers, but you can get infinite amount of lockers to put things in. And for whatever reason, the setup was sort of like where I live now, to where you might find yourself in a different one of those homes every couple of weeks or whatever, for whatever reason. So my thing was, let me try to secure as many lockers around the compound as possible, so that wherever I am in the compound, I can have the things that I need. Toothbrushes, like sleeping clothes, stuff that you would need, just essentials like band-aids or socks and underwear. So I'm like, let me secure as many of these lockers as possible, so that no matter where I am, if I have to leave as well, have like almost like not a suitcase, but like a carry bag to get the hell out of there. As if it was understood that at any moment I would have to flee. That's what it felt like. So at any moment I'd have to flee. So it's like, let's say and the compound is massive. And we're talking about as big as Disneyland, right? So it's like, let me make sure that I have myself a locker, probably about 12, 13 lockers all over this property. So at any given point I'm on this property and I need to get to my stuff, I have it. And I guess in the dream, I wasn't telling my uncle where I was on the compound. So he had met up with me on one random moment, and it kind of got a little frustrated with me, because he was like, look, you're trying to secure all this, but you're not telling me where you're at. You're not telling me where you are on the compound, so I actually don't know where you're at. It's like, you're looking for lockers, but you don't need them that bad. And I was trying to explain to him. He was like, you only need one locker. But I was like, no, that's not the case, because I'm going to be anywhere on this compound at any given moment. On a given day, this thing is so huge. So it's like, if they're going to allow us to have unlimited lockers, etc., why wouldn't I just secure one everywhere and put all of the different things that I need in each of those lockers? So that way I'll always have my access to my stuff. So that's kind of what the dream was. But it was just like it was almost like a weird type of strategy dream, where you're trying to figure out exactly how to position each locker so that no matter where you are, you could always be a block away from a locker. No matter where I am on the compound, it was like, all right, let me see if I get one over here, I'm about it's a 3-minute walk from it here. If I go, it was that type of thing. And I was just trying to position myself in secure each locker in a way that I could get to. So it was weird. I don't really have dreams like that. That's not a normal, like a math dream is not necessarily something that I have ever had before, or think that I can relate to any other dreams that are like the one I had last night. It was very, very strategic, and it made a lot of sense. Most of my dreams don't, but that one did. So I was just wondering what it correlated to. I didn't understand where it came from or why that was in my head, but that's what it was. So yeah, very weird and very memorable for some reason. That it was set up the way that it was makes it strange to me that I remember it so well. And I've had dreams that are so much more important to me that I remember less details about. So that was just a peculiar night for my brain. But yeah, so that was what happened there. And I woke up, meditated some, prayed a little bit. The Lord was telling me to, just kind of keep some things in mind that that I've been praying about, just stay close to him, that kind of thing. Nothing too poignant, nothing special came to me in that regard. Woke up this morning, did everything I normally do, and kind of dragged my feet on getting out of the house, but I'm still on time to get to Lydia. That's what it is. I got up early enough to where I could drag my feet, so that was positive. And that's not something you're going to find very often. But I think I'll be on time and just ready for the day, man. Of course, we move on from this room on Monday, so as that is the case, what I want to do is buy myself a new suitcase, but I'm not really sure I'm gonna be able to secure one, because I'm likely gonna want to have it delivered to me rather than lugging it from any direction, whether it be from this Target or from, of course, the Hollywood Target from which I like to go. So I think a suitcase would be a little too big to grab, and I have no intention of taking a Uber back just to transport an empty suitcase. That don't make no sense. So what I'll likely do is hold on to the suitcase I have here for one more week, and then when I get back, order it or make sure it's delivered while I'm gone or something like that. So the thing that I have right now is falling apart. All these squats I've been doing and dropping it every day, just filling it to capacity. It's starting to have holes in it, and I'm concerned that my stuff is going to come flying out of it one of these days when I'm loading it onto somebody's car or something. But I think it still might have 1 or 2 more trips left in it before it completely tears apart. So I think I'll be fine this go around. But yeah, that's a priority at this point. I really do need to purchase a new suitcase, or maybe even just like 2 duffels or something. I'm not really sure how I want to do it. But yeah, that's what's on my mind. That definitely needs to be done. So I found that the potatoes I was eating have garlic in it, and that was what was causing so many troubles over the last couple of weeks, as I've been eating quote unquote healthier, but the potatoes that I had have something in it that I'm severely allergic to. I am severely allergic to garlic at this point. So it's one of those situations where it was causing me trouble every single day, and I couldn't seem to figure out. I'm like, man, I'm eating all this broccoli, eating all these vegetables. How in the hell am I having more problems now than I was before? And it was like, there's something in that food, man. Something in the ingredients from which I'm eating. And that's what it turned out to be. So I gotta discontinue eating those potatoes, try to find some different potatoes for my stew. So that shouldn't be too difficult. But it was frustrating, because it's like garlic makes things taste a lot better. Most of the food that I've enjoyed in my life, I'm a big garlic bread fan. I like 21 seasoning, stuff like that. Garlic is what the essence of most seasoning that you're gonna find in America is made out of. It's mostly garlic-based stuff. And so when I look around to try to find something that's gonna make my food taste better, it's always got something in it I can't eat. And so for me, my stew was tasting so good with those potatoes because the garlic was in it. Now that I had to remove the potatoes yesterday, my food was bland. I didn't even know that garlic was in there, providing a certain taste that tastes so damn good. So now it's like, damn, the stew don't even taste the same. So that was very frustrating as well. But that's, like I say, that's the curse of my life, man. If it tastes good, I can't have it. That's pretty much what it is. So I just live with that and made the best of it. But at least I know what was causing so many troubles, because it was a lot of trouble that I've been dealing with consistently over the last 2 weeks. And of course, when you're putting something in your body that your body is allergic to, that's exactly what's going to happen. I thought, and it says on the paper, on the plastic that the potatoes are in, it just says seasoned with salt, and that's it. It says salt and pepper, that's it. But when you look in the damn ingredients, it says garlic. So it's like, yo, man, what are y'all telling people? Like, some people are actually allergic to this stuff, man. You got to tell us what's in there. If there's an extra ingredient, it can't just say salt and pepper. Come on, man. Like, so that was a real frustrating thing for me. It wasn't like I wasn't paying attention to what it said on the packaging. It just, the packaging didn't describe all that was in the damn potatoes. So that's something I felt extremely frustrated about. You got to read the side of these packages if you have strong allergies like I do, because these people be leaving stuff out for reasons that really don't make any sense, if you ask me. And so, yeah, that's what it is. I would love for somebody, one of you super billionaires, to come up with a supermarket and or Amazon-like service for people that have severe allergies, man. You know what I mean? That kind of help people like myself siphon through what they can and cannot eat in a more easy and quicker, palatable way. No pun intended. To where we don't have to search some small fine print to see if something in it is going to make us sick. How you market what you give us gives us a bigger, more easy understanding of what all is in there and how it's going to affect certain people if they eat it. Because I don't know if I make up a big demographic, but I know most people are allergic to something. And some people have very severe allergies or multiple severe allergies. We can't afford to have these type of situations take place where it says something on the package and then you look on the fine print and it says something that we're allergic to. It's like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a minor thing. And so for me, it's like, it seems like a great business model, in my opinion, for somebody who markets to people who have severe allergies or multiple allergies, to where you give us the information of what's in your food with it catered to the understanding that we are likely severely allergic and are having trouble finding food that we can eat. If I were $1 billion up, that would be something I'd want to invest in severely, because it's just, we can function out here, but when you have a lot of things that you're allergic to, you end up finding yourself with a lifetime of discomfort because of shit like this. Because they don't tell you what's in the packaging. Some people are illiterate. Some people don't speak English. You know what I mean? So it's like, for those people who have the type of problems that I have, you're going to be sick half of your week eating stuff that you think is fine, wondering what the hell's wrong with you. So that's exactly what happened to me. I've been sick for what? I've been eating those potatoes for 3 or 4 weeks in a row. Been sick the whole time. Confused as hell, just thinking, you know what, it probably has nothing to do with allergies. It's probably something else. That's what I was thinking. Like, I just need to get to a doctor. Like, at this point, whatever's wrong with me is severe. It don't really matter what I eat. That's what I'm telling myself. But no, it was an ingredient in there that wasn't presented on the package as clear as it should have been. I just so happened to get to a point where I'm looking at everything I ate, I have in my fridge, trying to figure out if there's anything in there that I know I'm allergic to, and I see that stupid stuff in my potatoes. I'm like, what the hell? Like, bro, I try to avoid everything with garlic in it because I know what it's going to do to my body. Just like I got to avoid everything with eggs in it because I know what it's going to do to my body. I got to avoid everything with oregano in it. I got to avoid everything with milk in it. Like, it's not minor here. So for that stupid stuff to be on inside the potatoes, it's like, yo, man, I feel like suing somebody. Like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? Let's just say salt and pepper. That's it. Seasoned with salt and pepper. Oh, in that case, it's gonna kill my black ass. That's what in case. So that, that's something that I'm really frustrated with, man. But at least I got to the bottom of it, and hopefully my issues are out the window at this point, because I think that was the only thing that I saw in there that had anything that I'm aware of made me sick. So at this point, it's just about trying to steer clear of this type of stuff, and then read more of these fine print on the packagings of things, man. So yeah, for those who have severe allergies, man, learn from my lesson, dude. Learn from my lesson, because this is the second time that kind of thing has happened to me. A second time. The first time, it wasn't the same type of deal. It wasn't nobody's fault but mine. I just kept eating something that I was allergic to until it got to a point where it was too severe to deal with. I was being hard-headed. This time, no, I was actually trying to do what I need to do to improve my health, and started finding my health deteriorating as I was doing so. Very confusing stuff when you really consider it. So yeah, man, that's what's happening, bro. I feel good right now, though, as it pertains to that type of thing. And it's crazy because when I got to, I had poured the potatoes in my food last night to cook. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna cook the rest of this, and no problem. And then looked at the packaging just out of curiosity, like, let me see what's in this damn, I wonder. And as soon as I looked at the packaging, saw the garlic in there, I started to feel sick. It's almost like the power of suggestion in a way. And I smelt my hands, and I realized, yo, this is what's making me sick. Like, as I smelt the potatoes, I started to realize this is the essence of what is making me sick. I can tell. I'm like, damn, how I wasn't able to tell until that moment, I don't know. But that's exactly what it was. I ended up having a slight headache after that. After I smelt my hands, I'm like, yo, this is like poison for my body. So, yeah, man, I ended up taking all that stuff out of there, of course, throwing it down the toilet. And then I have another package in there that is unopened that I plan on taking back to Target and getting a refund for it. So that is exactly what's going on. I didn't bring it with me today because, of course, I got to go see Lydia. I kind of don't want that stuff just sitting in my bag for over an hour. But I will be taking that back and seeing if there's any potatoes without garlic in this damn in this Target, man. So yeah, that's really what it is. Everything's so beautifully seasoned, and don't get it twisted, I love the taste of everything, but if it's gonna be something that awakens serious severe illness within me, obviously I can't eat it. So I might as well just start drinking a teaspoon of bleach every day. That's basically what that was for me. So anyway, yeah, man, that's the latest going on there. I got to the bottom of what's been making me so damn ill these last 3 weeks, and hopefully that's the end of that. So yeah, man, ain't much else to say in regards to the therapy session for me. As far as everything that's going on in Gaza, I don't think there's any rant I want to go on today. I posted a lot of stuff after meditating this morning on my Instagram, just continuing to put the information out there that I'm finding, man. People are exposing all of these vile people who are supporting this genocide and the apartheid that's taking place in occupied Palestine. And, you know, it's not a minor situation. It requires continued attention from all of us, because those who are continuing the process of making those people's lives horrible are very much intentional on doing this while we're distracted and while we're thinking about something else. And if you've ever been through anything, you know how that can be. So the last thing I want to do is take my eyes off of that situation, and I hope that you all don't as well. You know, that's really my point of view, man. I don't particularly appreciate that type of energy when people treat people poorly for whatever reason, however it goes, man. I don't particularly vibe well with that as a black person. So I definitely don't want to see it done to them, and you know, I'm going to speak on it to the best of my ability continuously, and not really care too much about what happens for doing so. I think that that's the essence of why I'm free right now, is because people spoke up on things that were going on with our people and didn't sit back and just say, well, it doesn't benefit me if I do, well, it doesn't affect me that this is happening to them. I don't particularly think we would have survived what we went through if it weren't for others who were willing to lay it on the line so that we could get what ultimately we understand as freedom today. And you consider all of the different things that happened, and the tortures that was going on. We were relieved a great deal by everyone who put forth efforts in seeing our freedom realized. And I was listening to somebody talk about slavery. They were talking about all the just demonic and awful things that were done to black people, not only in life, but after they had passed away. In a lot of cases, the sick and evil things that was done was beyond a lot of people's understanding who walk the earth today. I don't think they know of the specific devious, sadistic details that came with some of the experiences of slavery, and the vile practices that were taking place in those circumstances are beyond a lot of y'all wildest nightmares. And so when you hear about slavery and you understand it, you have a certain idea about what it was. I think if you come to find out some of the stories that have gone on and what type of abuses took place during those 400 years, it would change your perspective on what that actually was. So I think a lot of people just think of it as working. Maybe the worst thing they think probably happened to us was rape and being, whipped, and that's like the gist of what a lot of people think slavery was about. Basically, us working in the sunlight and stuff like that. It was so much more sick than that, to be honest with you, because you got to understand, there was a lot of Freddy Kruegers and Jasons out there who owned slaves. And you think about some of the most sick and twisted minds out there in the world that have done some of the most sick and twisted things in the world, and some of these people had slaves. You see what I'm saying? They in the 1700s and 1800s, 1600s. So they were able to enact whatever they wanted by law against those slaves, doing sick, twisted, weird, long-term, torturous things that don't come to the mind of a regular man. So that's what I'm telling y'all. Like, when I consider being freed and who stood up for us being freed, even some of them probably didn't know of the relief they were providing some of the people that ultimately went through the worst of these things. You know what I mean? Whatever they were perceiving it was a lot worse for a lot of people. So that's what I want you guys to kind of keep in mind. Take my word for anything, take my word for that. It was worse than they tell us it is, and they don't want our kids to even know what we know. And they want us to be indifferent to the suffering of our ancestors, so we'll be indifferent to the suffering of people who they want to do this to today. And I tell you, I'm too aware to be that way. And so that's what I'm telling all of y'all, man. I want to speak up for the Palestinian people. I'm not a Palestinian. I don't know any Palestinians, but I'm not waiting to hear just how horrible the circumstances are for them to know that this requires urgency from people who are not benefiting from it or hurt by it in order for it to come to an end. And so that's really what it comes down to. I understand that there are people out there who call themselves civilized, who think it's okay for these people to go through that based on their own religious beliefs. And we talk about that a lot. A lot of those people have a lot of power in this world, a lot of money in this world. And so whatever they say pretty much goes in this godless place where money rules the world. But as I tell you, man, the suffering of the people who are going through that really requires the urgency of us to not really adhere to that. That's what I'm telling you. Y'all need, the urgency of their circumstances and the sufferings that they're going through require us to kind of give the finger to a lot of that, for which we honor, so that they can be relieved of unimaginable and horrific pain pointed at their people. And so that's ultimately what I think we should be fine with and normalize, and those who are unhappy about that, that's you're gonna have to deal with your own, yourselves and your God. When it comes to that, that's how I feel about that. You gotta deal with yourself. Whatever puts you in a position to be indifferent to the suffering of people and the suffering of any living entities betrays your reputation and ultimately betrays your safety in the long run. I really believe that. And so that you care about yourself above others should make you understand the urgency in turning away from your wicked ways. Since y'all so enthralled with your own well-being, then maybe you should consider that your actions and your beliefs put all of it at severe risk. And so that's my point of view toward those who want to uphold the suffering placed upon Palestinian people. That's what I got to say to you today. But yeah, man, I praise God that I'm living free. I praise God that the worst thing I'm worrying about is food that I'm allergic to hurting my body. And there's always other things to consider and always other things that could be around the corner. I don't take nothing for granted. That's why I use my voice for something that I don't know that I benefit from. Just to pay tribute to that for which is in my life that I appreciate very much. And, you know what I mean? I don't worship money, man. I worship God, the living God, not the one they pretend they believe in to justify horrible things that they want to do to one another. But the one who wants them to stop all of that, that's the one I represent myself. So, yeah, man, it's the lightest version of this conversation I probably had in over a year, man. I've done a lot of cussing, I've done a lot of fussing, and done a lot of warning and all these different types of energies putting out into this camera. We'll continue to do that, but today I just don't have that in my spirit, man. This ain't the time for that. What the time is to tell people calmly and respectfully that anything walking that's in human form needs to be respected as a human being. That you have it in your book or your Quran or your Bible or your Talmud in these people's cases, that you don't have to treat people like human beings, is something that I will not go along with you. If that's what you want, I won't go along with that. And I don't care if you feel yourself to be better than me or worse than me or whatever you perceive yourself to be. You are one person. It is not acceptable that you and all your ego feel as if it's right to hurt other people in the name of yourself, or whatever it is you believe in. Putting an end to that energy is something I live to do. BDF 44, I thank you all for watching. I'm out.